Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Steph and I want to welcome you to my channel. Before we get into today's video, I do want to let you guys know that I have opened up an email. It is iamjustspooked@gmail.com where you can submit your scary encounters and be featured in an upcoming video. Today's video is going to be a really scary one and very personal. And I don't feel like those two words should ever go hand in hand, the same sentence, but honestly, like, I really debated ever sharing this story because of how personal it is. And it really, I know I say this all the time because really every experience you ever have is the scariest, but this one genuinely is top number one scariest experience I've ever had in my whole entire life. So this is actually, it's so scary that, you know how like trauma tends to erase certain memories? This was erased from my mind and I realized like everything in the middle of a therapy session. And I started telling my therapist because I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna think I'm crazy. And I literally said, you're gonna think I'm crazy with what I'm gonna tell you next. And I told her everything. I don't even know what to make of it. Could it have been a premonition? I don't know. I just know that that encounter like really hits close to home for me. And so for the longest I've been back and forth. Like I used to kind of toy around with the idea of sharing the story with you guys, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Growing up, I feel like my whole life, my dreams have never ever made sense. It'll be like I have to wake up and kind of piece the pieces that I remember, kind of know what my dreams were. They have never ever made sense until I was pregnant. When I was pregnant, my dreams, it was the first time I had ever experienced this. They were almost like if I was in a movie theater watching my imagination flow. It was really so weird, especially for someone like me whose dreams never have made sense. During my pregnancy, all of a sudden I was having this HD vision of dreams that perfectly made sense. This happened in April 2018. I remember because it was 1 month or even like merely weeks away from me giving birth. I was barely getting any sleep because, you know, that last trimester is really hard and it's super uncomfortable. But this night I ended up knocking out. In the dream, I was in our apartment and I remember that I was coming out. So there's this apartment on my mom's property that we used to live in. When you walk out of the door, it really faces the backyard. I remember in this dream, I was walking out of the door and it was pitch black. It was nighttime. And in our backyard, there is this like cement wall that if you're looking out at it from inside my house, it looks like a really tall wall. But if you go to the other side, it's not really tall, like the street is higher. So I feel like if someone's walking by, like they can kind of take a look at our backyard.
Yeah, but there's no one there.
Yeah, it is a private street. So I do want to say it is a private street, but the street is slightly higher. So I feel like you don't have to be that tall to be walking by and be able, for us to be able to see like your head or anything like that. This is key. Why? Because in this dream, I remember that I was coming out of my apartment. It is pitch black and I am looking straight at that wall. There is this black entity, pitch black, red eyes. Literally have the chills because I can literally see him right now. A prompt look, no joke. It's so traumatizing that I tried to write out the story and I literally ended in April. It is April 2018 and I freaked myself out so bad that I just stopped typing. I literally typed every other story but this one. As you can see, it just literally ends at, it is April 2018. I'm looking at this thing. It has red eyes. It's not saying anything and I remember that it felt like if someone was sitting on my chest. Like I felt so tight. I couldn't breathe. I looked at it and I told myself in Spanish. It was so weird. I was like, es el diablo. So I said, it's the devil. It's doesn't, it's just staring at me. And you know what's so weird, even though the street is higher and if someone's walking by we could see like half of their head, you have to be really, really tall to be able to lay your chin on the wall. And it was literally like this, like this is the wall and it just had its chin on the wall and it's staring at me. I feel like this tightness, like I can't breathe, like a panic attack kind of. All of a sudden it does one movement, it goes like that, but the full arm, like it points it completely out. I look over and it's our shed, and I didn't understand anything about it. I just remember that the next day I woke up and I was telling my husband, like, I dreamt with the devil. Like I woke up and I told you I saw the devil, and you were like, what the fuck? And I told you like everything, how I felt tight and I was scared, and it pointed at la casita.
It's a little shed,
yeah, I pointed at the shed. I guess like it scared me so bad that I put it to the back burner. I never thought anything of it. I never was like, maybe it was something trying to tell me to look in there, maybe there's something in there, I don't know. That was the one and only time I ever saw that thing. That was the one and only gesture it ever did, and I never saw it again. Months go by and now my dad has passed on. It is, I want to say it's about, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? You heard that shit? What the hell? That was like a loud thud. That shit said, it even moved, like it even made a noise here. Hell nah. And my husband wanted me to film this with the lights off and a candle and alone.
I'm here.
Alone. Hell no. Yeah, because I forced you. I want to say it was about a month or two after my dad had passed away. So in our backyard, we used to have this above ground pool. At this point, we had stopped using it. We had already taken the pool down. When we had the pool active, we would make it a habit to always take the stairs, the ladder that would lead you into the pool. We would take them out. When we took the pool down, we kind of left the ladder just lingering around. It was, I would say, 2 months after my dad's passing. I was talking to a friend who was going through some issues in her relationship, and so anytime she would call me, I would feel the need to walk out of our apartment. Keep in mind that the apartment is on my parents' property, and at this point my mom, like, this house was pretty much abandoned. My mom was scared to be here. She would sleep with us, so they were all in our little apartment, like my husband, the baby, my dog, my mom, all in the apartment. And so my friend calls me and I go out to the backyard to talk with her because she's going through relationship problems and they were pretty heavy and I didn't want anyone hearing my conversation. So I walk out and I sit on the ladder, on the pool ladder that we just randomly left. I sit there and I'm on the phone with her and we're talking about everything, and it was almost like this epiphany. It was the weirdest moment of life. I'm on the phone with her, I'm looking around, kind of giving her advice, and then I look over at the wall where the thing had been in my dream. I don't know why, because now we're talking. This happened in April. Dad passes away in November, and now we're talking December, January that this happened. It had been like around 7-8 months since I had this dream. I wasn't thinking about it anymore. I had like bigger fish to fry. I had bigger things to worry about. Something just tells me to look exactly where I had seen that entity. I look in that direction, and when I look there, I suddenly remember the dream. And it almost felt like it was the weirdest sensation. It was like an out-of-body experience. On the phone, I'm looking at the wall. I get a flashback to the thing going like this. And I look at what it was pointing at and I realize it's the shed. What petrifies me, I literally have the goozies. What petrifies me about this, the shed 7 months later, the shed would be where we would find my dad's body. I'm sitting on the phone, my friend is like rambling on, and I'm just putting 2 and 2. I'm like, oh my god, I saw this thing in April. Oh my god, we found our dad's body there. Why the hell am I remembering this dream right now? It scared me so much that I forgot about it until one day when I was in therapy and we were kind of talking about like my dad, you know, the grieving process, and it came back like a flashback again. I was telling my therapist, you're not gonna believe me, but I had this experience and I'm gonna sound crazy, and I know this may be the craziest thing you ever heard. She's an angel. She looked at me straight faced. I'm sure she was probably like, this bitch is crazy. It really truly is one of the scariest things. And a lot of times, I mean, it's been almost 3 years since my dad has passed away, and I'm just now remembering this thing again. I just wish that my brain would completely exit out, but it does come back randomly and it'll scare me. It'll always scare me, and this is literally why I said it is the scariest, most personal experience I have ever had. Because one, seeing that thing was really scary. The way it was making me feel, like this tight knot in my chest, it was scary. And then kind of tying in what would happen months later, where we would find my dad's body, was absolutely petrifying. I don't even know how to close out this video because this story is so personal, and it is the last one. I hope it's spooky enough for you. I've never really told that many people until now. I'm telling you guys. I hope that you guys have a happy and safe Halloween. Let me know if you guys want to keep up these videos. As I said in the beginning of this video, I do have an email. It is iamjustspooked@gmail.com. You are more than welcome to submit your stories to be featured in an upcoming video. Until next time, bye.